So take it away, Joan.
Hi, Wayne. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am here with a save the date for the 2024 Career Pathways Symposium. It is going to be back in Corpus Christi this coming May from May 20th through 22nd. So mark your calendars, and we look forward to seeing all of you again in beautiful, sunny Corpus Christi. And that's all I've got for this week, but I will have much more PD coming very, very soon for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Joan. We're going to move on to the DEPDC with Ashley.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We have this month, we've got our tech playground on October 27th is going to be with Dr. Jennifer Hills. MindMap 2, my team has been playing around with it this week and it's pretty fun. Great mind mapping tool. Great opportunity to check out the tech intel that Anne-Marie already did on this. It is available on the PD portal. I watched it. It's great. It's easy to learn and understand, but then come with us and play around with us on October 27th at 12 o'clock. You can register on the PD portal. And of course, this is for PD credit. DLA Module 1 in-person training is finally available. This has been on people's request pretty much for a long time. It has been refreshed and we've done a complete overload on it. So it's in-person training. It is not online. I mean, it is not virtual because we have the on-demand version. So a lot of people were requesting this, particularly because distance learning is not easy, as we all know. And when questions arise, the on-demand sometimes just doesn't cut it. So this is a 6-hour session. So request these through you, basically request these through your PD specialist. Couple upcoming training, AI PD opportunities coming up. There is AAL PD webinar, Embracing ChatGPT, how trainers can use AI in design and development. That is taking place on October 26th at 2 o'clock, and you can register at this link that has been dropped in the chat. And of course, it's just a reminder, the Texas Distance Education Roadshow is still available to you. 3-hour workshop, 1 to 1.5 hour presentation, staff meeting, whatever you want. We will be there to assist you. And don't forget your free distance education call center promotional marketing items. You can find all of your distance education call center marketing needs here at this link, which has also been dropped in the chat, or you can also just click on that QR code. All of this is on our website.
Thank you, Ashley. And we're going to move to a little announcement for links from Anne-Marie.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a follow-up from last month when I shared with you that Links was doing an informational webinar on these brand new Universal Design for Learning modules. And the only requirement for accessing these online modules, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a minute, is that participants create an account in the Links Learning portal, just like we all do for the PD portal. So that's the only requirement. So what these courses are going to do is they're going to teach adult education and literacy practitioners about the principles of universal design for learning. And universal design for learning is a evidence-based framework that reduces barriers to learning by providing flexible ways that learners can engage, perceive, and demonstrate understanding of materials. And UDL is a wonderful approach for adult learners who have disabilities. So very excited about this opportunity. So if you look on the screen, you can see that there are 7 modules, and each one of the modules is 90 minutes. And so if a participant completes all of these, that's 10 hours of professional development. So before we move on, I just want to remind everyone that this is considered a national training. So if you have instructors that want to complete these modules, there is a spreadsheet that your professional development specialist, assigned PD specialist, can give you. You may already have it. And that's where you put the name of the training, the hours, a description, and then Train PD will enter these in teams, because again, national and state trainings are put in teams by TCAL. So just wanted to share this with you. And I see that we've dropped the link in the chat pod. So thank you. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you, Anne Marie.
And actually, I see there's a question. So we're not sure right now, Giselle. Thank you. We'll evaluate it. Is that right, Krista? And then we'll let everybody know. I would say literacy right now, though, at least some of them. Krista?
Yeah, the majority of them are probably going to be lit. There may be a couple that could be PAL, depending on the course themselves.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much. And thank you, Giselle, for your question. It was a great one. Thank you.
It was. And we're moving on to new trainings, conferences, and statewide events. And Krista is going to fill in for Paula today. Oh, wrong way.
Hi, we have a lot of things going on in the state today. So we're at a little bit of a skeleton crew. So you'll hear others of us going on for people that you would normally hear, like me for Paula right now. So this is the literacy symposiums. One of the main things that Paula wanted to make sure people knew is that the 2024 Literacy Texas Conference, the one that we've had 2 years in a row in College Station, is now going to be moved to San Marcos. So keep your ears open for that. And also the DFW Symposium has been canceled for this year. But you can see in its place, the Texas State Conference is in partnership with Literacy Texas in Dallas, November 3rd and 4th. January 25th and 26th is the Far West Literacy Symposium in El Paso. February 24th is the South Texas Literacy Symposium. March 2nd is the East Texas Literacy Symposium. April 20th is the Literacy Symposium for Faith Affiliated Programs online event. April 23rd is Midwest Literacy Symposium, and June 7th is the Gulf Coast Literacy Symposium. So please put these on your calendar. They're always really good information, one-day symposiums. So enjoy.
Thank you, Krista. And now we have our first opportunity to ask some questions if there are any.
So far, no questions in the chat, unless somebody wants to unmute themselves.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and move on to the monthly webinar series, which of course is Manager Monday, Teacher Tuesday, Workforce Wednesday, and Tech Intels. And we're going to start off with Manager Monday, and Krista is filling in for Wendy.
All right. So the Manager Monday for October 16th is the Navigating the New Digital Literacy Standards to Support 21st Century Instruction. This topic and material was presented during a recent Teacher Tuesday, but we are conducting the session again with administrators and managers in mind. Please be sure to let your leadership team know, as implementing the new digital literacy standards into your curriculum is a great way to keep coursework relevant for our AEL students. So again, that's October 16th at 1 o'clock. Registration is available in the portal. Upcoming topics, November 13th, and then December 11th is Ann Savino with TWC. So on credentials, part 1 and part 2, and we know there's been a lot of questions and a little bit of confusion. So hopefully this will help clear up some information about credentials. And also Wendy is planning for the new calendar year. So if you have any topic suggestions for Manager Monday, please let her know. All right. And then these are just our next remaining dates for 2023 is October 16th, November 13th, December 11th. And then you can see January 23rd, 2024 starts off the new year for Manager Monday.
Okay, thank you for filling in for Wendy, Krista. And now you can talk about your own.
Okay, so Teacher Tuesday is November 14th, November 14th. And we are going to highlight the DEPDC call center. So please join Ashley Winkle and her team as they discuss benefits, integration strategies, and advocacy of that amazing resource. The registration is available in the PD portal. It's not just the roadshow, it's more some integration and integration kind of strategies for how to use the call center for your teachers. So please, please, please let your teachers know and have them register for this Teacher Tuesday. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Krista. Next, we're going to go to Workforce Wednesday, and Anne Marie is filling in for Dr. Olga Escamilla.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Yes, so on behalf of Olga, the next Workforce Wednesday webinar is going to be next week on October 18th, 2023. And the presenter will be Mary Helen Pavia Martinez. And the title is Pathways for Adult Learners, Integrating College-Ready Instruction. And a little background on the content. Colleges and various educational institutions provide adult learners opportunities to pursue certificates that lead to further post-secondary degrees. Integrating college-ready instruction by design provides key elements that fit your local needs. So this session will examine the basic instruction to include alongside your current curriculum that will help your students be better prepared to successfully manage a certificate or degree program. So this sounds like a wonderful webinar. And again, this is going to be October 18th next week. And the time for Workforce Wednesday is always 12:30 to 1:30. Next slide. So as we wrap up the 2023 year, these are the remainder dates for Workforce Wednesday next week, August. Oh goodness, what's going on with August? I'm not sure. October 18th, then November 15th, and then December 13th. Next slide.
Thank you for filling in for Dr. Olga. And now you can talk about Tech and Tell.
Thank you so much. So Tech and Tell, our Tech and Tell series, the next 3 months, October, November, and December, is going to feature a resource called SERP Institute. We talked a little bit about this last month, and a wonderful presenter by the name of Shelley Sievers is coming back as our presenter. And so she is going to be refreshing webinars on this resource that she had done over 3 years ago. So there's been a lot of changes with SERP, and what this website provides is it provides a wide range of resources for instructors, including lesson plans, online activities, critical thinking exercises across reading, writing, mathematics, and social studies and science. And it also provides resources for English language learners. And although it may appear to be K through 12 focused, it is very it is suited for adult learners. So Shelley will talk a lot about that. So we're excited to share this. This is a little different. It is 11:30 to 1 o'clock. So it's 90 minutes because there's so much we want to share with the literacy resources. So that's October. So tomorrow, I hope to see a lot of instructors there. Next slide. And then in November, Shelley will be back during regular scheduled time, 11:30 to 12:30. And this is going to be all about math resources on CERT. And there are some great ones. So she's gonna dig into the math. And you can register now on the PD portal. And then also, finally, these are the last dates in 2023 for Tech and Tell. So this Friday, October 13th, then November 3rd, then December 8th. I am working on the 2024 schedule right now, so stay tuned. And all right, so let's move to the last slide that I will share with everyone. And so on behalf of all of us, Wendy, Krista, myself, and Dr. Olga, we want to thank you and reach out to us for your ideas on each of the webinar series. Thank you so much.
We have a question in the chat. I'm wondering if it's Anne-Marie for you. Would it be possible to have a PD session on TSIA2 prep resources, etc.?
I'll take that one. Joliet, I'll make a note of that. I'm not sure that's in our peer review with the adult ed, but I will definitely take it to Beth Ponder and see what she has to say. And if there's something that we could possibly do for that. So I've definitely got it written it down. And if nothing else, that can be a transitions type of session. So I will write it down and get back to you. Thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, we'll give it another second just in case somebody's typing to get their question in there.
We had a comment from Maria. She's saying Anne-Marie is taking us back in time, and she could have probably used some extra time. Yeah, back in August, huh?
Yep, she's taking us back to August.
Right. All right, and so far, no further questions.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to training of trainers announcements, which is usually Tracy, but we're going to listen to Krista today.
Again. All right, so she just wanted me to remind y'all that we do have test trainings and TOTs, Best Plus 2.0, Texas Style Best Literacy, CASAS TABE 11 and 12 online, and Texas Style TABE Class E online. And that's where several of our staff members are right now, is in San Antonio doing a CASAS TOT. She also wanted people to know about the NRS has approved these new tests: the Best Plus 3.0, the Best Literacy 2.0, the CASAS Steps, which is an ESL test, and CASAS Math Goals, which I know most of you probably already know that those are approved. But what we are using right now are approved through use through June 24th. Emery, I'm having your problem with dates. June 2024. And transition and training plans for Texas will be communicated by TWC. Conversations are already being had for this transition time. So please stay tuned. We will be giving you a lot of updates soon. Another thing that is changing is that our TOT events are going to be back to face-to-face events instead of virtual. Providing the TOTs in a face-to-face format enhances the training experience, which we have missed during the years surrounding COVID, when we had to put the TOTs in a virtual space. The Texas Style TABE Class C Online TOT will be a combination of virtual for 3 hours, and the rest of the TOT will be face-to-face. So just letting you know that the days of virtual for TOTs is coming to an end. And next slide. And our going forward, registration is still available for the Texas Style Class E online TOT, which starts with a virtual introduction on October 24th, then face-to-face in San Antonio on October 26th and 27th. Participants must attend all of the TOT sessions in order to be credentialed. So if you are using the TABE Class E, please register and get somebody into this TOT. All right. And where am I? All right, thank you. So the next thing was the remote test refreshers. These are now available for assignment or request in the PD portal. The Best Plus 2.0 remote testing administration, CASAS Proctor remote testing training, and TABE 1112 remote test administration for Texas. So these are for your refresher for your proctors and other qualified staff.
And thank you, Krista, for filling in for Tracy. Another pause for some questions.
No questions in the chat so far?
Excellent, excellent. So we'll move on to the PD portal announcements, and we're going to hear from Laura Greer.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have 3 slides today to share with you. Our first one, as always, is a list of our new courses that have been published in the PD portal this past month. It looks like we had 6 webinars that were put through post-production and put into the PD portal. And just as a reminder, on the landing page of the PD portal, so when you log in, that page that shows up, there is a carousel about halfway down that says new in the PD portal. That's also a place you can check for our new stuff each month. Next, please. All right, 2 reminders here. If you are assigning a program-wide due date to any of your training, for instance, sometimes programs will tell staff they have to have all of this training done by the end of the month. Sometimes when that happens, we get kind of slammed on our end with the PD portal team and the help box because people are kind of trying to get stuff finished right up to the 11th hour. So if you happen to do that, give a deadline to a large number of people in your program. If you could just send us an email at pdportal@tamu.edu and give us a heads up, that just helps us out, make sure we're staffed properly, we are looking at the right courses, we are aware of what's going on. And then, excuse me, also, with the new year came a new title for one of our courses. Teaching Adult Learners is the replacement course for Understanding Principles of Adult Learning. So if you look in the PD portal, you will not be able to find a course titled Understanding Principles of Adult Learning anymore. You'll find Teaching Adult Learners, and the core content of Teaching Adult Learners is very similar to the course that it has replaced, but it has been updated and refreshed, and it's a new, renewed version of that content. Next, please. All right, finally, and this is one that I know my team is so happy to share with you guys. Fall Institute attendance has been processed. It has been put into the PD portal, and you and your staff can go get your certificates of completion from the Fall Institute on the completed section of your transcript. It was a lot of data and a lot of work, guys. So I have no doubt that a certificate or 2 has slipped through the cracks. If you find that you or your staff are missing something, a certificate for a session that you attended, shoot us an email. We'll dig back into the data we got from our host website, and we'll get y'all all set up and taken care of. So just send us an email if you find that people are missing. That's all I got.
Thank you,
Okay,
Laura.
Wayne, I'm going to piggyback with Laura on this one. The certificate that you're seeing, which is the Fall Institute 23 opening session and keynote, just so that you, I've already had a couple of comments from programs. The opening sessions are not in Teams yet. We are still having some conversation about PD credit for those. So if you've got a certificate that you can't find that in Teams, please do not put it in. We will put it in, and I will send a message through the listserv as soon as those opening sessions are in Teams. So I know it's hard to kind of hold back, but everything else is there except for the opening session. So just hold tight, and we will let you know as soon as those are available to be put into Teams.
Thank you, Krista. That's good information to know. So another pause for some questions. We have any?
No questions in the chat, just Jen is mentioning, awesome, my folks have been asking about them, which is the certificates we were talking about. So other than that, no questions.
Excellent. So now we'll move on to your favorite time in my PD coordinator time with Krista Mosier.
And it's me again. Okay, so this is a repeat from last month. I've still only got about 4 or 5 people that have introduced themselves. So I just thought I'd bring it up one more time. Please go to the PD portal, COP, and find PD coordinator introduction in the topics, and introduce yourself and give us some information about yourself and your being in your position and so on. One of the reasons why I'm trying to do this is to bring people to the COP, because it is a place where people can ask questions and share, but it only works if people actually go to the COP and put in questions and then respond to questions. So we're just trying to get people and drive y'all to use this COP because it is could be an extremely useful resource for all of you as PD coordinators. All right, go ahead. I've had a couple of questions about the PD plan follow-up. All the PD coordinators should have received this template from your PD specialist. It is due to TWC contracts by February 15th, 2024. Please copy your PD specialist and your TWC program support specialist when you send it into TWC contracts. One thing that I know Kara was very clear about at the Fall Institute is please use the correct naming convention, which is your TWC AEL contract number. The deliverable number, and for the PD plan follow-up, is 6.20, and then the name of the deliverable. And so this is the naming convention for any deliverable that gets sent to TWC contracts. But for the PD plan follow-up, it's going to be 6.20 and the PD plan follow-up. And then just to kind of just for some more conversation, and I definitely welcome any questions, is why do we do the PD plan follow-up? It's not just so that you have another piece of paper or a form to fill out, I promise. It's a place for you to track your completed PD. What have you already done? And then assess that PD. What has been completed and what still needs to be planned? And also evaluate the effectiveness and reflect on further training needed. Because as we know, a 3-hour, 6-hour session is not going to fix an issue, but it can help spearhead an issue and some plans. So that's what the PD plan follow-up is to look at the what's been done, what you still need to do. Is there some changes that need to be made in your PD plan? Because as we know, things can change. So this is a working document and a very flexible document. Okay, and Maria just put in that 6.20 is the final report at the end of the year. Okay, thank you, Maria. If you could let us know. I was going off of the Fall Institute, Kara's presentation. So please let us know if that's not the right number, and I'll make sure everybody gets to know it. All right. So any questions about the PD plan follow-up? Is there anything that people need to know or want to know? Have any other additional questions about it?
No questions in the chat, Krista.
Okay. All right. So thank you for all of you that joined us at the Fall Institute pre-conference face-to-face. We wish that everybody had been able to be there. But we did have a couple of questions from the parking lot. So I wanted to make sure that we got those addressed. So one of the questions was, how can I add an instructor who is at another provider into Teams? And this is the part of the question, the current field is not editable. So I went to Wayne, who is my current Teams expert. And this is what we came up with, that if you're in a consortium, then the instructor is probably already attached to the grantee, and the box that lists the providers will need to be checked. If you need to assign them to a class, but they are not available on the list, go into their employment details and make sure that your provider is checked. If you are a sole provider grantee, then you should be able to add staff like you would with any other staff, even if they are working for another grantee. But always, if you have any issues or other questions, please contact the Team's technical support at that email address. All right. And then another question that was on our parking lot is, what about PD for someone like a dean who oversees the director and is paid by AEL? So if a staff member is paid by AEL funds and is on record in Teams, they are required to have the PD hours matching their position. So in this case, a dean would need to have 15 hours of PD, but not in a specific content area because they are on that supervisor director level. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing any questions coming in. So our next PD coordinator webinar will be November 9th. So make sure you register and launch through your transcript just like you did this time. And it looks like we are 25 minutes early, which is not a problem, I'm sure. All right.
Okay, so any last minute questions? We've got plenty of time. If you need to address any of have any questions that you wanted to do, if you need to unmute yourself because typing is a major hassle, I feel you. Just unmute and we'll address your question.
Wayne, this is Jan at Region 17 in Lubbock. I do have a question.
Go ahead.
I took the train the trainer, and I'm the one that has trained all of our staff in using CASAS testing. Do I have to do a refresher through Train the Trainers?
I believe you do, but I don't know what the time limit on. Unfortunately, Tracy is not here. She's the one that would be most likely to have that answer.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a note and I will get back to you about which one, how that all works.
Well, I know that we'll do a refresher for my staff at our staff meeting, but I didn't know if I needed a refresher, which is not a bad idea, but if so, then I need to figure out a time when I can get it.
Yeah, I think you do need a refresher, but I think it's like on every other year as opposed to the every year that the teachers need.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm gonna double check and we'll get back with you. Okay, did anybody else have any questions?
Yes, Wayne, I dropped the email address for Tracy in case if Jen wants to communicate directly and ask her that question. We do have a question from Maria Marcus. Is there any chance we can get the presentation just for the notes?
Are you talking about the PD portal, this PD coordinators webinar, Maria? Okay, yes, so
Yes.
this will
Oh.
be put onto the PD portal COP probably by the end of the working day tomorrow. So you can always access it from the COP. And there will get an email when that has been posted. And Maria Morrow put in the chat that 6.20 is the PD plan follow-up number. The end of the year report is 6.21. Thank you, Maria, for verifying my information.
And I'm assuming that's what your hand was up for, Maria. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
Nope, that was it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And one final piece is we're gonna have Ashley give us another little reminder. Are you there, Ashley?
It looks like she has dropped off.
Oh,
Rena,
no.
would you like
I'm
to
here.
You're
Yes.
here? Okay.
Okay, we just wanted to give you guys a reminder, basically, just not to forget about us, that if you've seen any EdTech tool used today or in any upcoming PD sessions, feel free to call the call center if you're wanting to learn more or to help navigate. The call center is here to offer you support and help you get started on those. Again, just a quickly reminder, the free promotional materials, we can send you posters, magnets, and stickers for free. Our goal is to get one of these in the hands of your students and teachers, okay? And if you need a team intro into the call center, of course, we have the roadshow and any of the different kinds of variations that suits your needs. Please go ahead and request that through your PD coordinator. And if your students or your teachers need any technical assistance, please contact us today at the call center. We have our phone number, and earlier, there we go. We have in the chat our phone number and of course our website. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to add on to that in case any of you haven't went and visited their website. It's chock full of all kinds of stuff that they failed to mention is there. So you might want to go check out and see what's there. And with that said, I believe we can call this a wrap, and we'll see you all next month.
Actually, Wayne, there's another question.
Another question?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yep.
One more. So I'm going to go ahead and read PJ Lopez said in the PD portal, I'm trying to assign the TAPE Class E TOT to a few staff members in our consortium, but they are not pulling up under the indirect subordinates. The direct subordinate doesn't have the checkbox to include subordinates. How can I update my direct subordinate to include their subordinates so I can assign the training? Laura is suggesting for an email to be sent to pdportal@tamu.edu. So I guess that answers that question. So they can look into it in the details. All right, and so far nothing else, Wayne.
Okie dokie. Well, then you guys are welcome to sign off. We'll hang out here for a few seconds in case somebody was slow at typing or had a last moment question.
Thank you everyone for making us a part of your afternoon today. We're happy you joined us and got some information, and we will see you next month for the same webinar.